The impossible universe. What if the universe is not what we were told? What if the glittering galaxies scattered across the night sky, shimmering across billions of light years, should not even exist at all? The James Webb Space Telescope, humanity's most ambitious eye on the cosmos, has revealed evidence that bends the very spine of modern physics. It has shown us not just stars and galaxies, but truths that contradict the very story we thought explained our origin. For over a century, scientists have believed that galaxies were slow builders. That they needed billions of years to form, to gather stars, to sculpt their elegant spirals and dense clusters. That the first galaxies must have been tiny, chaotic clouds of matter, barely recognizable as galaxies at all. But Webb's golden mirror has shattered that comforting picture. It has revealed something else, galaxies so large, so ancient, so impossibly well structured, that their very existence defies the Big Bang model itself. Carl Sagan once warned, "When confronted with an observation that contradicts theory, you either change the theory or ignore the fact. But what happens when the facts are so undeniable, so vivid, and so staggering that they shake the very pillars of science itself?" Tonight, we step into the revelations of James Webb. Galaxies that seem too old for their age. Planets whose chemistry makes no sense. And perhaps the most terrifying possibility of all, that time itself does not flow the way we believe. When James Webb launched in December 2021, it was hailed as humanity's time machine. Not a spacecraft to travel physically through the ages, but one so powerful it could look backward in time by capturing the oldest light in existence. With its immense 6.5-meter golden mirror, its petals unfolding like the crown of a cosmic flower, Webb became the most sensitive infrared telescope ever built. It was designed to peer through cosmic dust, to capture the faint whispers of light emitted by the very first stars and galaxies. Astronomers expected Webb to reveal a young, messy universe. They imagined clumps of raw matter colliding. Tiny clouds of gas collapsing into primitive galaxies. The earliest cosmic structures just beginning to take shape. But when Webb opened its eye, what it saw was not youth. It was maturity. Galaxies appeared astonishingly early, just 200 to 400 million years after the supposed birth of time. And they were not chaotic fragments. They were massive spirals, colossal ellipticals, and sprawling clusters. They looked more like cosmic elders than newborns. Imagine cradling a newborn baby, expecting fragility and innocence, only to find gray hair, deep wrinkles, and the wisdom of centuries already engraved upon their face. That is what Webb showed us. Infant galaxies dressed in the clothing of ancient giants. This was not a minor glitch. It was the first tremor of a cosmic earthquake. And those tremors are still rumbling through the halls of science. If the Big Bang model is correct, there should not have been enough time for stars to be born in such numbers. Not enough time for dust to accumulate, for elements to forge, for gravity to organize matter into majestic structures. Yet Webb has caught them, fully formed galaxies existing far too soon. The implications are staggering. If galaxies were able to grow so large so quickly, then either the universe is older than we think, or our understanding of cosmic growth is fatally flawed. And that is only the beginning. When reality breaks, if the Big Bang model is correct, galaxies should not have had enough time to grow so massive, so quickly. There should not have been enough stars, dust, or gravitational shaping to form spirals and clusters so early. And yet, that is exactly what Webb has revealed. Through its golden eye, it has captured spirals unfurling their arms like dancers in the void, enormous ellipticals glowing with the light of billions of suns, and clusters held together by invisible strands of gravity, appearing shockingly early in cosmic history. For decades, cosmology had drawn a careful timeline of how structure should emerge. Tiny ripples in the afterglow of the Big Bang would slowly collapse under gravity. Gas clouds would form stars, stars would form galaxies, and only after billions of years would the great clusters take shape. But Webb's discoveries tear that timeline apart. The universe seems to have skipped ahead, as if the first chapters of its story were missing or rewritten. Astronomers scrambled to explain the impossible. Maybe the earliest stars ignited in titanic bursts, burning hotter and faster than predicted. Maybe dark matter sculpted the first structures with a hidden intensity. Maybe the physics that shaped the young cosmos was unlike anything we know today. Yet no matter how the models were bent, the pieces refused to align. Every attempt to reconcile theory with observation only deepened the cracks. It is as if the cosmos itself has been keeping secrets, revealing them only now, when Webb has forced open the vault. And Webb's revelations stretch beyond galaxies, into the skies of alien worlds. When its instruments studied distant exoplanets, it uncovered atmospheres marked with chemical fingerprints humanity had never expected to see. On WASP-39b, it detected sulfur dioxide, a byproduct of exotic photochemistry, a chemical process driven by starlight in ways unlike anything in our own solar system. On K218b, it found water vapor, carbon-based molecules, and a hazy sky, hints that the building blocks of life may not be rare at all, but scattered throughout the galaxy. These findings are not gentle updates to old theories. They're earthquakes. They force science to rewrite its story, not only of how worlds are formed, but of how life itself might emerge among the stars. And then, the most unsettling thought of all emerges. What if the problem is not galaxies, or planets, or stars? What if the problem is time itself? Every photon Webb collects is a messenger from the past, traveling for billions of years to reach us. But some galaxies look impossibly evolved, too large, too structured, too bright, for the cosmic era they belong to. Could time be stretching in ways we cannot perceive? Could it flow at different speeds in different regions of the universe? Or could our understanding of before and after itself be a fragile illusion? Einstein warned us. The distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubborn illusion. Perhaps Webb is now showing us proof. An unraveling of time's arrow. A hint that the universe does not move forward, but folds and loops in ways beyond imagination. To confront these mysteries, bold new theories arise. Some envision a cyclic universe, a cosmos that has died and been reborn endlessly, with Webb now catching echoes from previous cycles written across the heavens. Others propose a multiverse, countless realities, existing side by side, some bleeding into ours, their fingerprints faintly visible in Webb's deep fields. And the most radical suggest a simulation, that our reality itself is artificial, and that Webb, by gazing too far, is beginning to reveal the scaffolding of the code that holds our world together. These are no longer just questions for philosophers. They are now forced upon scientists by the raw data itself. The James Webb Space Telescope was built to bring answers. Instead, it has delivered paradoxes, riddles that deepen with every image. Galaxies too ancient for their age. Worlds with skies that rewrite chemistry. A universe that bends, twists, and refuses to obey its supposed laws. It is not the cosmos that is broken. It is our understanding. And as Webb pushes deeper into the abyss, collecting light that has traveled for nearly 14 billion years, one truth becomes impossible to ignore. The universe is not simply stranger than we imagine. It is stranger than we are even capable of imagining. And in that strangeness lies both our greatest fear and our